Hello, I'm Michelle Hawk, and I'm here to speak with you today about something a little more on the level of personal reflection, particularly around death and around my practice as a shaman in holding space for death and facilitating the death process and communication around that. So I deal with a lot of clients who are in health crisis or who have just transitioned, both humans and animals. And I was noticing today, actually, because a client of mine may very well transition today. So I've been spending a lot of time this morning reflecting on his process and this is an animal. So reflecting on his process and on supporting his human mom through this process as well. And I ended up speaking with a dear shaman sister of mine about it because I was noticing this is the maybe the fourth client in the last week and a half or so who I've either helped through transition or facilitated communication and healing after the transition. So four in about a week to a week and a half is more than usual for me. So I do a lot of work supporting people and animals through the transition process, but not usually so many at once. And it was striking me as a little bit unusual, or as though there was something significant there in that timing. Um, and I really appreciated what she said. She said, and this is a dear sister of mine who knows me very well, personally and professionally. She's been the beneficiary of work of mine, and we've supported each other through a lot. So I feel her opinion means a lot to me. And she said, I feel as though you've had enough lifetimes, Michelle, where it's your perception of death is different and you can handle death differently in a society where many people aren't comfortable with death and in a modern era where we're not exposed to the realities of transition. And especially reflecting on my work with what I do for people and animals after they've transitioned, communicating after death, I feel as though my view is very different from most people's. And she was reflecting to me that maybe people and animals were coming to me for support in that because my capacity and because my understanding of the process is different. And I was grateful to hear also that in her practice she's experienced this as well, but you don't get clients who you can't handle. And so even though it might seem a little overwhelming, or it might seem as though I'm supporting a lot of people right now, but I know that I can handle it, and it was very validating to hear that reflection from her. But it also has me reflecting on what is the role in today's society of a shepherd of the dead. And I say shepherd of the dead for a couple of reasons. Number one, Owl is a guide for me. I work with the underworld through Owl generally, and Owl has told me that she is the shepherd of the dead. And I'm remembering now, actually, about a week and a half ago, I had a very interesting and unexpected encounter with Owl. And I'm wondering if she was giving me a heads up that this is what I'd be doing, because I saw an owl, a beautiful barred owl, in a park that I have never seen an owl before in my life. And I've been going to this park for years. And in broad daylight, I was walking through this park, and I thought I was actually speaking with someone about crow and owl medicine and how I work through the underworld, or work with the underworld through Owl, and then an owl flew over my head about 20 seconds later. I kid you not. And I was completely floored. I couldn't believe it. And there I was, just staring at this beautiful owl, staring me down from this tree. And now I'm wondering if this guide appeared to me to give me a little bit of a heads up, as to this is something I was going to be doing. And I mentioned crow medicine as well. Crow is the messenger of the dead. And I don't really work with crow personally for myself, but I work with a crow a lot for other clients because I do a lot of speaking with the dead. I speak with humans after they've transitioned, and animals. Just a couple of days ago, I facilitated some channeling of a loved one. Their family came to me to hear some messages after this loved one crossed over very recently, and crow was involved in that, definitely. So what is the role of understanding death and bringing awareness to the process of shamanic death and to the process of being able to hold death as a society? That's the question that I'm sitting with today of what is my role in that, and how can I support others into being shepherds themselves, because there is such a need for this. And I don't know exactly what the answer is. I have a feeling there's more to be digested, but this is what I've been thinking about today, and it felt important to share about that. So I I'll just see what comes out of that, and I'll see what else comes up with my clients and with my guidance, etc. But it feels as though I'm holding space right now for a lot of death process to move through me, and practicing my trust that I am strong enough and big enough and capable enough to do that. So thank you. And I offer so much gratitude and so many blessings to all of my amazing clients who trust me with their process. I care about you so deeply, and it is such a joy and an honor to hold you in this process. So much love and many blessings to all of those who honor me with this work, and much love and gratitude to those who support me in my work, because they help me do what I do better. And so thank you, and we'll see what comes out of this. Many blessings.